everyone, welcome and thank you all so much for joining me today here at the Pay It Forward talks on lifecoachuniversity.com, where all we ask is that you pay this kindness forward and then please share that experience with us by emailing us at hello@lifecoachuniversity.com. I'm your host today. I'm Chris Weals. I'm the founder of Rebel with a Purpose. I am a life coach and I really care about how people feel and helping people feel their best and perform their best and have the most fulfilling, rewarding, enjoyable life possible. And today I'm going to be talking to you about purpose and why it's important and the value of having a purpose in your life, or maybe even multiple purposes, and how that can really be a major benefit to you and to the world. And I want to encourage you all, if you have any questions, please feel free to post those in the Q&A section. And as I see those, which I'll be checking on periodically, I will go ahead and pause when it's a good time, and I'll read those questions and then respond throughout. So at any time you have a question, please feel free to go ahead and post that. I will go ahead and get started now. So in life, we have goals of life, right? And what are these goals really at the most basic fundamental elements? I think it really comes down to a couple of things. It's about feeling good ultimately, and that doesn't necessarily mean just being happy. It means having inner peace and joy and having fulfillment and satisfaction in life. It's about meaningful contribution and being in alignment with our values and having meaningful connections. All of these things add up to have to make a good life. And one of the ways we do that is by having our needs met. These are some of the goals we have in life, right? We want to be protected from the elements. We want to have shelter and clothing, and we need food for survival and water. And then as we move up the hierarchy of needs, we get into things like social needs. So having a sense of belonging, having family, friends, community, things like that. And then once we have these basic needs or more basic needs met, we start moving into the realm of self-realization and then even into transcendence. And when we're talking about self-realization and transcendence, we're talking about passion and we're talking about values and purpose. And so I'm going to be talking about purpose today and how valuable of a tool it is for motivation and for drive. I do want to say that a lot of people, I think, overthink purpose, and they think, well, this purpose is this grand idea of who I am and what I'm all about, and I need to discover it. And that could be a very unsettling, disheartening thought, to think that there's this big purpose for me out there in the world and I don't know what it is. What is it? So I want you to know that you can absolutely create your purpose. And I'm going to go through an exercise later to help you do that. I did that for myself. I went through my whole adult life for 20 something years, wondering what my purpose was and feeling bad that I didn't know, and knowing that there was some purpose for me, some bigger purpose, and I didn't know what it was. And then I came across this Jack Canfield exercise on creating your life purpose statement. It was a 45-minute video I watched, went through the exercise, and had this major aha breakthrough moment in my life where I'm like, wow, this feels amazing. I know what my purpose is. Now I want to start building my life around that. And I want you to know that's possible for you. If it's possible for me after 20 something years of feeling lost and stuck and thinking that I was just never going to find my purpose, I want you to know that you don't have to keep looking for it. You can create it. And it's amazing. So like I said, don't overthink it, but don't underestimate its value either. It's an incredibly powerful tool used for motivation and navigation through life. It's an intrinsic motivators. So we have extrinsic and intrinsic motivators in life. Extrinsic things are things like money and benefits and other social motivators, and those are great. They will help you be driven and motivated to a certain point. And I don't know if it's still $75,000 a year, but at least a while back, and maybe with inflation it's more than that now, but a while back, there was a study done that showed that if you make $75,000 a year, more money isn't going to make you any happier, because you're basically able to cover those lower level needs. You're going to be comfortable enough making that kind of money that more money isn't going to make you more driven. So what you need now to remain fulfilled and satisfied and feel like you're contributing is more of an intrinsic motivator, and that's something like passion, curiosity, purpose. There are others like autonomy and mastery, which is skill building, and those are also important things. But right now I want to focus on purpose, because I think purpose is such a big part of it, and curiosity and passion are actually parts of purpose, and I'll explain that a little bit later. So having a sense of purpose and then creating a life around it, making decisions, setting goals that are based on this purpose really add a lot to our sense of well-being, of our inner peace and joy, and because they meet the highest level. Purpose helps us meet our highest level need, which is transcendence. So that's once we've met all of our basic survival needs, and we move into basically self-mastery, so self-realization, and that's like knowing who we are and being comfortable in our own skin. Now it's about contribution, it's about service, it's about helping the world be a better place, and that's what purpose is all about. So purpose, like I said, it's a tool for motivation and a tool for navigation. So without this, our work can lead to burnout, and we can be very depressed and anxious. And I know this from personal experience. I had a great career as far as having challenges and people I enjoyed working with, and good benefits and good pay and time off and all of that. But I got to a point where I needed more. And I needed to be working on something that was in alignment with my values, and also that served a greater sense of purpose for myself. So what purpose can do is basically, because there's this element of curiosity and passion mixed into purpose, it can make work feel like play. And when work feels like play, you don't really have to worry so much anymore about work-life balance. It's just life now, because you love what you do so much. It's just part of your life. It's part of who you are. And so that keeps you driven. That helps you avoid burnout by working on something that you care so much about, and also is enjoyable to work on. Doing things that you enjoy working on are part of this. And then as far as the navigational piece goes, it can really bring clarity to the goals that you set and the decisions that you make, the relationships that you continue or build. Having that sense of purpose as your North Star, as your navigation system, helps you make these goals and decisions that are in alignment with your purpose. It just helps bring clarity, and that makes it easier to set goals and work on them and achieve them, and also to make decisions. So purpose also helps overcome our internal and external challenges. So we all have this inner critic, this negative self-talk. This is a huge internal challenge. When we're working on a purpose, then it's not just about us, it's about serving others. So if we keep coming back to that purpose in the face of fear, self-doubt, indecision, negative self-talk, which we all have, and that's a whole other thing that I work on with my clients, by the way, is learning to shift how you think and talk to yourself, creating a more positive growth mindset. That's a huge part of life enjoyment and satisfaction and fulfillment, that's just as important as working on something like purpose. But that's for another talk. Right now, I'm talking about focus, or sorry, purpose. And so having a purpose, which is something that's bigger than yourself, right? That helps you overcome the fear, the indecision, the self-doubt, the anxiety, because you're just so focused on helping others. And when it's about helping others, then you don't care so much about these internal obstacles. And then also you have external obstacles, like maybe a lack of resources, funding. And then there's haters out there in the world, people who are going to try to talk you down. They're going to try to tell you what you're doing is crazy or wrong, and you shouldn't do it. You should just go get a safe job with a pension, as if that was a thing anymore. And so again, just having this North Star of a purpose will help you just circumnavigate or overcome, work around, work through over these people who are going to try to bring you down because of their own fear and their own lack of purpose and their lack of understanding why you're doing what you're doing. So I want to give you some of the major components of purpose. What do I mean by purpose? And then I'm going to get into how you can create it for yourself. So purpose to me is made up of a combination of curiosity, your values, your personal core values, passion, and curiosity actually goes into passion also. And if you don't know what you're passionate about, that's part of the exercise I'm going to do in a little bit, is help you develop your passion. And then finally, there's this element of contribution or service. So basically, passion and service combined make up purpose. And this really does wonders for giving you drive and a sense of fulfillment in life. So again, remember, some purpose isn't something that you have to go find or discover, this all elusive, grand idea, because really, I think we all, at a high level, we all have the same purpose. We're here to create, we're here to experience, we're here to grow. And that's it at a very basic level. And so what we create, what we experience, how we grow, that's up to us. We have free will. And so as far as your specific individual purpose goes, that's up to you to create, and you can do it. There are a lot of exercises out there that you can find by Googling purpose exercise. One that I originally used to help create my own sense of purpose was Jack Canfield's life purpose statement exercise from his book, The Success Principles. And you can do a Google search on Jack Canfield and purpose. You can find blog posts or videos out there on him describing this exercise. It's a simple exercise. It helped. It did wonders for me. I'm going to share a different one with you. This one is a little more involved, but I think it's incredible. And this is from the book, The Art of Impossible by Stephen Kotler. And now, please, I'm not going to do it full justice here in this explanation of it. So I do recommend either calling me and working with me, and I can get into more details with you on this, and many other different ways you can build your purpose, or pick up The Art of Impossible by Stephen Kotler. He explains it beautifully, and it can be very helpful. So the first part of this exercise is to build your passion and cultivate that. And so you might not already have things that you're super passionate about, or maybe you do, but there are things that you're not going to turn into purpose. You're not going to make that all about your life. Like, I'm really passionate about board sports or racket sports like tennis, but that's not something that I have an interest in really turning into a purpose. And so it's just something that I do while I'm not working to help with my own physical and mental well-being and having fun, is, like surfing and playing tennis. All right. So the first thing that you want to do for developing your passion, which is the first step, is make a list of 25 to 30 things that you're either interested in or curious about, and get pretty specific with these things, and just make out this, write it down. Use a pen and a paper. This really helps with connecting to feeling and with memory. And so instead of type, you can type it up also on your computer or use your phone even, that's fine. But I think it helps to actually write it down manually on a piece of paper in a notebook with a pen or pencil. And these are things that you would be interested in reading about or attending a lecture on, watching a TED Talk on, maybe spending half a day and going down the rabbit hole of YouTube or TikTok or whatever medium you enjoy, something that you're interested in actually learning more about. And then the next step is to look for ways where you can combine 2 or 3 of these different interests or curiosities. Where do they intersect? And so for me, I was really interested in mental health. And this is a very personal reason. I spent a lot of years suffering from depression and anxiety, even issues from severe traumas in my teenage years. And so I had a high level of interest in working through these things for my own benefit, because I didn't want to live the rest of my life suffering and being held down by depression and anxiety and even self-doubt and shame and this whole cocktail of negative thoughts and feelings about myself. And so I had this high level interest in feeling better. And then also, because I went so long doing work that was okay, but not great, and like missing that sense of purpose, again, stemmed from the trauma that I had in high school, leaving, like barely surviving an accident that a very close friend of mine did not survive, left me feeling like there was some reason why. It left me wondering why I survived that. What's my purpose for surviving that? Why am I still here? And so I had this strong interest in purpose and the strong interest in overcoming depression and anxiety and feeling better so I could enjoy my life more. And also I've always had a high level of interest in teaching. And so I combining these things to really develop and cultivate this strong passion. And so this is something that you can do. And then once you have this intersection of 2 or 3 interests, then what you want to do is start developing that, your knowledge and your fascination, because at first it might not be a strong burning desire, and that's okay. You're going to create that. You're going to turn it into that. It was the same for me. I didn't always have this level of passion for what I'm doing now, but it sure is strong now after cultivating it. So start spending time every day, 20 to 30 minutes a day, learning about this topic, becoming an expert. And so read books, read magazines, read blogs, read scientific journals, watch videos, take classes, go to lectures, whatever you have to do. Start learning about this area where your different interests intersect. Okay, the next thing is, after you spend some time, and take your time with this, get more comfortable. You don't have to spend forever, but really dive in and learn a lot that there is to learn about this subject. And then what you want to do is start going public with it by talking to experts in the field, joining groups on Facebook or wherever else there are groups that you can join who are interested in this topic as well. And you can have these conversations. You can ask experts questions. You can start sharing with strangers or your spouse or your family or friends, and really just start talking about it, asking questions, get other people interested in asking questions, and learn more so you become more comfortable in a public setting talking about this subject. It's all about building yourself up as an expert, and that does take a little bit of time. All right, so this is the first step. This is how you develop and cultivate passion. Now, to have purpose, you need to combine that passion with, like I said, an element of service or contribution. And that's how it becomes purpose. And so what you want to do is, and the reason for this is ultimately so you can turn this into your career, a commercial endeavor, and uh, having that element of service where it's about other people. It gets you to take your focus off of yourself, off of your fears and your self-doubt and all of that, because you're driven to serve others. It's not about you anymore. It's about the help that you can provide others by becoming an expert and by being driven by this purpose, because it doesn't matter if you know everything there is to know on a subject. If you are driven to help others, and if you know enough that you can start helping people, that's it. That's all you need to get going. And your expertise, your experience, your skills, your knowledge, all of that will increase as you go. So you don't have to know it all to get going and to help others. You just have to be in a position where you can bring something to others that they didn't have before. So create value, help them learn a new skill, gain some new knowledge, and to help them in this meaningful way to you and to them. So, and the other reason for turning it into a purpose that makes it about other people is that this gets other people on board with you. If it's just your passion, then people aren't going to be all that interested in helping you with it because it's yours. It doesn't really, it's not this great dream that serves the world, but when you turn it into purpose, it becomes that. And other people will get excited and share in your excitement, and they're going to want to help you. And you're going to need help. We all need help when we're working on these, on big things, and this should be big. So that brings me to this next step, this next part of the exercise, which is to make a list of 15 major problems that you would like to see solved in the world. Make them big. Don't hold yourself back here. Make this a big purpose. Big is better. It helps drive you, and it helps get more people on board. And so, and make it, if you're not sure exactly what problems that you want to solve in the world, start thinking about your personal values. This is where values really comes into play. What do you honestly, personally care about? Think about work, and what do you love about work? Do you love schedule flexibility, autonomy, a culture that is supportive and helps everyone within it thrive and grow? So maybe your problem you want to help solve is work related, and making businesses better places to work for everyone involved. Or maybe you value a beautiful, healthy, natural environment, and so you want to dedicate your passion and your purpose to preserving nature. Whatever it is, just think about what you really care about, what matters to you. And maybe it's homelessness. Maybe you want to help more people get shelter and get back on their feet. Or world hunger. Maybe you want to do your part to alleviate that. Whatever it is, make it big, that affects a lot of people, and also you personally care a lot about it, because without that, you're not going to be able to keep going when it gets tough. If you just want to make money, that's not ever going to be enough for a long period of time. So basically, once you have your list of problems that you would like to see solved in the world, things that you really truly care about based on your personal history with your own values, then start looking for intersections between the passion that you've been cultivating and these major problems. And now you have a combination of values, service, and passion, which has a lot to do with curiosity and interest and enjoyment. And so you're solving a huge problem that's incredibly valuable to the world, and it's valuable to you, and also you enjoy working on it. And so now you have your powerful purpose. And this takes time to develop. So don't think that like you're going to have this all figured out by the end of this afternoon after watching this video. No, like take your time, develop it, cultivate that sense of passion just based on your curiosities and interests, and then figuring out which problems you want to solve and how you can mix that with your passion, and really take some time with this. Don't rush into this because this is going to be big. This is going to be something that you can really get into for the rest of your life, and you're never going to want to retire from it because you're going to love working on it so much, but you're so passionate about it that you could retire from it. You're just not going to want to. And that brings me to the final step that I'm going to talk about here is turning your purpose into a commercial endeavor, a career, a business. And don't think that's going to happen overnight either. What you want to do is take your time building it up. Start it off as a hobby or a side gig or something like that. Because if you quit your job and you don't have another income source, you're going to put so much pressure on making money from this new endeavor that you're not going to be in it for the right reason. Your heart's not going to be in it. You're going to be coming from a place of scarcity and desperation. And I know this from personal experience with my own coaching business. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is have money coming in from another source. So don't quit your day job yet. Or if you have to, pick up a night job or whatever you need to do to help keep you afloat while you're building this up. And then eventually what you could do is turn it into something that you can sell, a service or a product or a combination of the two that will start to support you financially so that you can ultimately quit that whatever other job or jobs you have to bring in money and put all of your energy and time and focus into this. And this is just one way to help reach your ultimate goals in life, which are to feel good. And I don't mean just be happy, but I mean have inner peace and joy and a sense of contribution and fulfillment and satisfaction and connection, meaningful connection in life. This is one way, and it's a big component. I really think that it's a critical component to having the best life that you can possibly have. So I hope that this was incredibly helpful for you. And if you want more information, if you want more help with developing your purpose and then creating goals and then turning those goals into plans and actions and actually turning this into a life that you are living and feeling amazing about, then please reach out to me. You can email me at chris@rebelwithapurpose.com. You can connect with me on LinkedIn under Chris Weals. My last name is Weals. And I would love to talk with you and help you do more to shift your mindset, feel amazing about yourself and about what's possible and about your life, and then develop your purpose and then turn that into this just most incredibly amazing life. Thank you so much for your time. Again, I'm Chris Weals with Rebel with a Purpose, and you are watching this through Life Coach University and their Pay It Forward platform. And please, if you found this to be helpful and you want to pay for it, then pay it forward. Pay it forward with an act of kindness in the world. Do something wonderful for somebody else. It doesn't have to be big. Just any small thing would be incredible. And then please share it with Life Coach University at hello by emailing them at hello@lifecoachuniversity.com. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.